The shadows of Ashvale. The storm came without warning. One heartbeat, the tavern fires of Ashvale glowed warm and steady. The next, the wind rose like a pack of wolves, howling through the narrow streets, snuffing torches, bending trees until their roots groaned like dying men. No one saw the stranger enter. One blink, and he was simply there. A tall figure in a dripping black cloak, pale hair plastered to his skull, silver eyes scanning the room. Rain steamed from his clothes, though no fire touched him. "Storm's bad tonight," muttered the barkeep, half to himself. The man said nothing. He walked to a shadowed corner and sat. The dice kept clattering, the mugs kept clinking. Then came the screaming. Through the storm, something moved. Tall, wrong-shaped, dragging shadows that stretched too far across the cobblestones. The watchmen saw them first. Their cries were cut short. By the time the tavern doors burst open again, the streets were already slick with rain and blood. The stranger rose. "You'll want to bar the doors," he said, voice like ice. "Against what?" the barkeep asked. The man's silver eyes narrowed. "Against what followed me here." The shutters rattled. The first window shattered. A villager staggered in, throat torn open, eyes wide with terror. Something scraped at the door, clawing, whispering, murmuring names that didn't belong in human mouths. The stranger drew his weapon. Not a sword. Not really. The metal drank the light instead of reflecting it, runes crawling across its edge like worms seeking escape. "Listen carefully," he said. "When they come through, do not look them in the eyes. Do not answer if they speak your name. And for God's sake, do not run." The door splintered. They came through like smoke given bone. A dozen shapes, all wrong angles, and too many mouths, teeth like broken glass. They were the memory of humans, twisted by something older than the world. The stranger's blade sang. He carved through shadow and flesh alike, black smoke bleeding from every wound. The villagers prayed, screamed, begged. One drunk grabbed a spear from the wall and charged. He lasted 3 seconds. The shadows whispered as they advanced. A single word, no, a name, over and over, in voices that seemed to come from beneath the earth. At the back of the room, a girl no older than 19 froze. Her lips parted. "That's my name," she whispered. Every shadow turned toward her. The stranger snarled. "Stay behind me!" The girl clutched his cloak. "Why are they saying my name? What do they want?" "You," he said, slashing another creature apart. "Your bloodline carries something older than Ashvale itself." Her face drained of color. "I don't understand." "You don't need to," he hissed. "You just need to survive." But the shadows pressed harder, closing around them like vultures. The stranger faltered, his runes dimming, sweat and smoke burning his skin. Then, silence. The shadows parted, and from the storm stepped a man. Not monstrous, not grotesque, just ordinary, too ordinary. A face you might pass in the market and forget a moment later. Clothes soaked but spotless, eyes calm, endless. He smiled. "You've hidden well," he said, looking only at the girl. "But the storm finds all things." The stranger raised his blade, shaking. "Stay back." The man didn't look at him. "You were never meant for them," he told the girl. "You were meant for me." Her knees trembled. "What do you want from me?" His smile widened. "You are the key, and the lock and the door. Ashvale was built to bury you. But tonight," he spread his hand. The shadows shuddered like eager dogs. "Tonight, the walls fall." The stranger lunged, his blade slashed. The man caught it between 2 fingers. The metal screamed. The runes guttered out like candles in the wind. The tavern light died. When the survivors opened their eyes, the tavern was gone. The storm was gone. They stood on a black plain under a dead sky. Towers of bone clawed at the horizon. Rivers of ash slithered between them. The air was heavy with something older than breath. The girl stood apart, frozen, her face pale as death. The man in soaked clothes whispered to her, tender, intimate. "Do you hear it? Your world was a cage. This one is ours. All you need do is open." He reached for her hand, and she gave it. The stranger staggered forward, broken blade in his fist. "Don't," he cried. "If you take his hand, there will be no going back. Not for you, not for Ashvale, not for anyone." The girl looked at him, tears trembling in her eyes, then at the man whose smile was calm, infinite. Her voice cracked. "I'm sorry." Her fingers closed around his. The plane shook. Towers split. The sky ripped open. Something vast and endless screamed with joy. The villagers fell to their knees, clawing their eyes to keep from seeing. And in the chaos, the last thing they heard before the world tore apart was the stranger's whisper, "The door is open."